morning, boot camp. So good to be with you this morning. I tell you that our discussions have been great this week. I hope that you've been blessed by it, and that if you're not giving Facebook Live a chance, that you would consider it. You know, again, it may not be for you, and that's okay. But I would hope that you would at least consider it. And talking about considering Facebook Live, this morning we are talking about our target audience. And for me, my target audience being in children's ministry, I'll give you a couple of different target audiences that I have. But in children's ministry, my target audience obviously is my parents, the parents of the kids that we get to minister to on a weekly basis. And if you're anything like me, you are looking for the most effective way of communicating to your specific audience, whether it is your entire church family or you have a segregated group of folks within your church or within your organization that you are looking to reach. And so one of the reasons why I have used Facebook just as a whole, as the entity in of itself, the reason why I've used that is because I find that more and more of our adults, not just in the church that I'm in now, but the church we were at previously, back in the Dallas, Texas area, more and more of the adults were getting on Facebook. And they weren't just popping on once a day. They were getting on Facebook multiple times a day. And so for me, it was about trying to leverage what we want to communicate and how do we get that out to the masses. You know, it used to be, and I'm sure the technology still exists, it used to be pick up a telephone, you call or you make a message, and it'll go out to however many homes that you want it to, and that was a great way because people answered the phone all the time. And it's not to say that people don't answer the phone now. It's just that was an easy way of reaching the masses. But now I've found just in my years of ministry that we are more effective by communicating through sources like Facebook because more and more of our people are there. And I'm not just talking about kids, I'm not talking about teenagers, I'm not talking about young adults, but folks my age and older. I'm 40. And so folks 40 years and older are there. The parents of kids that I'm ministering to, 20s to 40s, they're on Facebook. A large number of our church is on Facebook. And again, they're not just getting on once a day. They're getting on multiple times a day. So why not leverage a tool that you have in Facebook and social media in general and meet people where they're at with your message, with your announcement, with your updates, with, oh, hey, the weather is bad, so we can't hold services this morning or tonight, or whatever the case is. I'm sure you're following what I'm saying, but why not leverage the tools we have to reach the people right where they're at, because they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on Twitter. Younger people, they're getting on Snapchat. So why not leverage the tools we have to communicate the message, the announcement, the updates, anything that you're needing or wanting to communicate. Why not use the tools that we have readily available? What's up, Adam? Glad you can join in. We're just talking about our target audience this morning and how we effectively communicate with them. And I believe more and more we are finding that we are gaining a larger audience by using things like Facebook Live, by using Instagram stories and the live feature on Instagram. You know, Periscope's probably still quite a bit of ways behind as far as church communications go, but there's certainly reason and purpose to even get on Periscope from time to time. But think about who your target audience is within your ministries. For me, it's children, but I also have, in being the outreach person in our church and leading small groups in homes, I've got a couple of target audiences there too. If I am leading an outreach event for a church out in the community, I want to pop on for 30 seconds to a minute from our church's main Facebook account, not from my personal account, not from my children's ministry account, but from my church account, and say, hey, here's where we are, here's what we're doing. We'd love for you to come out and join us. Or, hey, we've got 500 people out here, this big event that we're doing, come join us. We're having a great time. Or, here's what we're doing for the Lord out in our community. So think about your target audience. Think about how you can leverage the tools that you have readily available. You've got it on these things right here. Every one of us carry these around just about. And we've got the little app that pops up. We've got Facebook on our phones. We've got Instagram on our phones. So just leverage the tools that you have to reach the people that you're targeting, your target audience, and see what happens. See what happens with it. Wednesday nights, my target audience is mom and dad. Might be grandparents too. Now I know I've got more people than just my kids' mom and dad's watching, and I'm absolutely fine with that because God's given me that platform, and He's given me that command to go and make disciples. Okay, I could do that in person. I can do that digitally over the computer and with technology. How many churches, just a quick question, how many churches represented here have other social media accounts besides Facebook? How many churches are using Twitter? How many churches are using Instagram? What other social media accounts is your church using besides those two? Feel free to drop that in the comments. I'm going to throw that up in the form of a question here as soon as I get off. But let's toss that idea around a little bit. What other social media accounts can? Adam, that's wonderful. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter for both church and youth. So he's using those three big platforms in student ministry, but he's also using those three platforms in his church. So share with us today what social media outlets your church is using besides Facebook. I mean, ideally your church is on Facebook, and then we'll throw some other discussion questions out today, and then a real informative blog that I came across a couple of weeks ago that I think you will find to be very, very relevant, very, very helpful. So happy Thursday.